you should go set up an appointment with your lawyer. And so it's okay to have multiple lawyers that you're setting up an appointment with, and they're just discovery calls to see if it's a good fit. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't think it is embarrassing, because lawyers know you're doing it also, so it's not a big deal. Now, when you've set up that discovery call, sometimes you're going to have to pay for it depending on the lawyer, or sometimes it's a free consultation. Either way, have your questions ready. Either way, have a knowledge of what the problem is and how you want to see what outcome that you might want to see. The real outcome may not be exactly what you want, but at least have a working knowledge of what kind of outcome you would love to see. And so when you have those things written out for you, it's easier, because generally those discovery calls are limited in nature, and they're anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, generally not any longer than that. And so there's a lot of information to pack up in that small amount of time. So some of the questions that you might want to ask is, number one is, what kind of law do you practice? Simple, right off the bat, and they should be able to respond to that. Number two, you can actually talk about, well, this is the issue that I'm encountering. How many times have you worked on an issue like this? And what was your success rate? Or what was the outcome? Was it a good outcome? Was it a negative outcome? Now, of course, if you're going to transactional lawyers, such as me, or if you're going to litigation lawyers, then those are a bit different outcomes that you might be getting. But either way, you can talk about the experience with them, and you can talk about the client journey with them also, which kind of takes me to the next question. How does it look like working with you? And then also you can ask them other questions, such as, well, if I have a question, or if there is something that is troubling me, how do I contact you and how do I communicate with you? So when you ask them, how do we communicate? How do I contact you? You're able to also realize and understand if it's a good fit in general in a working environment with your lawyer. Because at the end of the day, yes, a lawyer is somebody that you're hiring their expertise for in a certain area. And a lot of times people look up to them and give them some deference, right? Just because of the nature of the profession and the industry itself. However, at the end of the day, your lawyer is working side by side with you, and they are trying to get you to the place that you are happy to be in. Now, always remember that a happy place may not be your perfect solution, especially when you are in contentious situations with others. And so a happy place might be just a happy compromise, where nobody's leaving 100, but they're leaving with something at the end of the day. And even when you're negotiating contracts, it's the same thing. You may not walk out with everything that you wanted, but you are walking out with absolutely your non-negotiables being non-negotiables, in the sense that you are 100% okay with all of them. And then maybe a couple extra things that have been added on where you're now like, okay, this works best for me. So always remember that when you're hiring a lawyer, have those conversations with them and see where that vibe is actually fitting, right? The energies that are between you and them when you're talking. How are they talking to you? How are they connecting with you? And they might be the nicest person on this planet, but if that connection is not there, it's going to be tough to have future conversations, especially when legal issues become very emotional in nature. And sometimes those questions can be because you just don't know the answers, and it is what it is. But you want to have somebody who can actually answer them in a way where you feel comfortable, you feel secure, and you feel like you're in an environment that is friendly and cordial, and not where somebody might be talking down to you or you're feeling uncomfortable, because that's not where you want to be. You want to be comfortable.